Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating moment. It happened at the recent Wimbledon finals.
Oh, yeah, that interaction that kind of went everywhere online.
Exactly. It sparked so much discussion about, respect, etiquette, celebrities,
Yeah.
the whole package. We found this Daily Mail online piece titled, "Matthew McConaughey is praised as a Southern gentleman for his sweet gesture to the Prince and Princess of Wales at Wimbledon final."
Yeah.
So our mission, really, for this deep dive is to pull out the surprising bits from what seems like a simple celebrity moment and figure out why it struck such a chord with people.
It is fascinating, isn't it, how just one gesture like that can spotlight these bigger social norms and expectations,
Yeah.
especially when you have different cultural backgrounds potentially in play. It definitely raises questions about what we see as, I guess, class or, gentlemanly behavior today.
Okay, so let's set the scene properly. Wimbledon final, Sunday, July 13th, 2025. What was the vibe?
Oh, electric. You could really feel the tension, the excitement, especially around the royal box. Packed with famous faces.
Right, and this was the big one, Jannik Sinner beating Carlos Alcaraz.
Yeah.
Nail-biter.
Absolutely. And that royal box, talk about A-list.
Yeah, totally. So Matthew McConaughey was there, he's 55 now, with his wife Camila Alves, the model, she's 42.
Okay.
And they were there alongside Prince William and Princess Kate, the Prince and Princess of Wales, plus Prince George, who's 11, and Princess Charlotte, 10.
Wow, quite the family outing for the royals.
It was. And McConaughey wasn't just sat there. He was seen chatting with people like Paul Mescal, Andrew Scott, even Andre Agassi was nearby, Sadiq Khan too, so quite the mix.
Definitely a high-profile spot.
But the specific moment that got everyone talking that really blew up on X,
Right.
it was McConaughey's reaction when the royals arrived.
Okay, what exactly happened?
Well, footage shared online shows Matthew actually standing up. As William and Kate walked in and headed to their seats in the royal box, he stood up. And people immediately saw it as this major sign of respect. Some called it a touching tribute.
Interesting. But what's the actual protocol there? He's American. Is he even supposed to stand or bow or anything?
That's where it gets really interesting. We looked into this, and the Etiquette School of New York actually has guidance on it.
Oh, okay. What do they say?
Basically, they state pretty clearly that only British people are required to curtsy or bow to British royalty.
So Americans aren't.
Nope. Americans are not obligated. So McConaughey standing up wasn't something he had to do by the rule book.
Right, which makes the gesture itself carry more weight, doesn't it? It becomes a choice, not an obligation.
Exactly. It elevates it. It's not just protocol. It's perceived as a deliberate act of respect.
And that clearly resonated. So what was the reaction like online? You said it blew up?
Oh, massively positive. People on X were just full of praise. You saw comments like, "Matthew McConaughey standing to applaud the Prince and Princess of Wales. What a lovely Southern gentleman."
Ah, the Southern gentleman label.
Yep. Others chimed in with things like, "Real class," and simply, "He's a gentleman." Someone else wrote, "Matthew was raised right. Always something I have always admired." And there was even praise for his appearance, like, "Don't forget, perfectly dressed for the occasion."
So it wasn't just the gesture, but the whole package people were responding to. The manners, the style.
Seems like it. This outpouring of praise, it feels like it taps into something broader, maybe an appreciation for, I don't know, traditional manners, or maybe just seeing perceived class from a celebrity.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. Perhaps in, today's world where things can feel quite casual or even disrespectful sometimes, seeing a public figure make that kind of unrequired formal gesture, it strikes a nerve. People maybe appreciate that visible display of decorum.
And McConaughey really leaned into that image at Wimbledon, didn't he? His style was part of it too. That ageless white suit he wore at the men's final definitely got noticed.
He looked sharp. And he and Camila were there on Saturday too, right? For the women's singles final.
They were. Full Wimbledon weekend for them. For the women's final, he wore a different suit, a bright two-piece crisp white shirt, green tie. Very smart.
And Camila Alves, she always looks stunning.
Absolutely. On Saturday, she had these elegant white flared trousers, a chic jacket, white top, heels, topped off with a really fashionable brown hat and lots of lovely gold necklaces. Very put together.
They definitely project that polished image. And they've been married since 2012, have 3 kids, Levi, Vita, and Livingston, sort of a picture of established Hollywood style.
Right. But here's the twist. If we're really digging into this idea of class and public perception, there's another recent moment involving McConaughey that paints a, let's say, different picture.
Oh, What's this?
This happened just before Wimbledon, actually, at Paris Men's Fashion Week. Another viral moment, but for very different reasons.
Okay, I'm intrigued. This sounds like a useful contrast.
It really is. There's this TikTok clip posted by the brand Jannik. It shows McConaughey and the actress Emma Roberts at a fashion show. And sitting right between them, Gillian Anderson, literally sandwiched between them, as the reports described it.
Okay, so what happened?
Well, the clip shows McConaughey leaning over Gillian Anderson to talk to Emma Roberts.
Leaning over her?
Yep. And Roberts apparently makes this big, shocked expression and dramatically dropped her jaw while they're chatting across Anderson.
Oh my goodness. And Gillian Anderson, what was she doing?
Just sitting there. The description says she had a stoic expression with a slight grin on her face, just stuck in the middle.
Wow, that is awkward. That's a completely different vibe from the respectful Wimbledon gesture.
Totally different. It highlights the varied and sometimes weird unwritten rules of celebrity social interactions, doesn't it? 1 minute, applauded for impeccable royal etiquette. The next, leaning over Scully.
It's a stark contrast for sure. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is the Southern gentleman thing a consistent persona, or is it about knowing your audience, playing to the gallery perhaps?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah, does it mean the Wimbledon gesture was less authentic? Or just that different situations call for different social gears? And what does it say about us, the public, that we react so strongly to both, but maybe draw different conclusions depending on the context?
It definitely complicates the narrative.
Absolutely. It shows how these public personas can be constructed, maybe piece by piece, moment by moment. And our perception of class or etiquette might be more flexible, more situational than we think.
So, wrapping this up, we started with this simple gesture at Wimbledon. Matthew McConaughey standing up for the royals. Not required, but hugely praised online. It sparked all this talk about respect, manners, the Southern gentleman.
Right. A moment that really seemed to resonate.
But then you juxtapose that with the Paris Fashion Week moment, the whole leaning over Gillian Anderson thing.
Yeah.
And it adds layers. It complicates that straightforward gentleman image.
It really does. Which brings us back to that core question. Why do these simple gestures, these moments of public interaction, grab our attention so much? Especially the respectful ones like at Wimbledon. What does that intense focus tell us about the values we actually admire, maybe even crave, regardless of formal roles or who the celebrity is?
It's definitely something to think about. We hope this deep dive gave you some, interesting nuggets to chew on. What really stands out to you from this whole story?
Yeah, what's your take?
Lots to consider. Until next time, keep digging for those insights.